We are live at the scoop. What's up, Paul?
Yeah, Ross, it's going after this year. Um, I don't know where to start because it has been a nightmare of a season. I will say tonight's game kind of felt like a funeral. Just the overall atmosphere. Obviously, we didn't show up today. It seemed like we didn't even care. And I think everyone's glad this season's a wrap. The way this performance was today, it's I don't think we can get any worse as a program. Quite frankly, Ross, yeah, it just wasn't the season anybody expected going 5-7. And I strongly believe Sunday and moving forward, we've already seen 5 players hit the transfer portal past couple weeks. I think we're going to see a lot more. I think we're going to see a lot of names, some names you don't want to hear. So it is what it is. And we're going to have to hit the transfer portal hard. We're going to have to really, really execute very well in recruiting and finish with a very good class as well. So it's been a brutal year. There's no sugarcoating it, Ross. I will say we do have to identify something at the quarterback position, offensive coordinator wise as well. Josh Gaddis comes back. I don't think we're getting the job done next year. All of our quarterbacks, Garcia, Tyler Van Dyke, have regressed completely. We've seen Ja'Cory Brown utilizing third down packages. He started a complete game against Georgia Tech, against Clemson. He threw an awful interception today. That was one of the I can't even describe that interception he threw today, to be honest. Um, we got a long way to go at the quarterback position. O line needs a lot of work as well. We're injury depleted. I don't know if Zion Nelson's going to come back. It's a mess right now. It's a complete mess. We're losing Lou Hedley. He was a good punter for us the past 4 years we had him. So a lot of a lot of things to improve on this offseason. And I'll say this, Kevin Steele. I think Miami had 5 games of over 40 points this season. That's really unacceptable. There's a lot of work, man. There's a lot of finger pointing to go, to point the finger at. We need a lot of work, Ross, this upcoming offseason. I think this is going to take a long time. People got mad at me for saying I think year 7 things will settle down. I think it's going to take a while. I really do. It's going to take a long time.
I just want to bring up a comment here. Mia Kane's 83. Blame Ponce on the QB's play, not getting them prepared. That is true. That's somebody that we've kind of neglected to uh, bring up in some of these topics. Is Ponce is in charge of our quarterbacks, and the play has gotten worse. So I mean, between Gaddis, Ponce, both of them. I mean, whatever's happening, it's not clicking. It's not working. It's obvious. I it looked like they were just trying to map it up as they were going, Paul. It's like we had no real game plan today. It's like we were just trying to figure it out play by play as we went, try to take whatever the defense would give us or think whatever the defense would give us and just go. Our game plan was thrown. It felt like our game plan was thrown out the window by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of questionable calls. To be fair, like Gaddis doesn't drop an interception Tyler Van Dyke throws, in the red zone. Gaddis doesn't drop the interception that Ja'Cory Brown threw, which I don't know who the hell he was throwing at. It was basically a punt. Literally, that's what it was. It's just this whole season. I think yards per play were 86 in the nation. Red zone office has been atrocious this entire year. We've been depleted with injuries, but we've never. I haven't seen one quarterback get better this entire season. None of them, from Van Dyke, Garcia, Ja'Cory Brown. Nobody's gotten better. I think that's a real issue, Ross. I think that's a really big issue that you literally danced around with 3 quarterbacks. In 3 drives this game, we played 3 different quarterbacks. That means Tyler Van Dyke goes down. You still haven't identified a true backup quarterback because you've been going back and forth with Garcia, Ja'Cory Brown. I don't know what's the future of Tyler Van Dyke at Miami. I really don't. I don't know what's the future of Josh Gaddis either. But there's a lot of things that need to be corrected, and Mario Cristobal has his hands full this offseason. And like you said, Coach Ponce, coaching the quarterbacks, it's been a complete 180 from last year. Everyone has gone backwards.
It's kind of mind blowing, Paul. How far backwards everybody went. I mean, if people truly like think about TBD at the end of last season, I mean, guy was lighting it up. We were opening up the offense. We were letting him just gun. We were just letting him gun. Now I know he got hurt, but still, why don't we have guys behind him who are prepared to be able to run that similar kind of offense where we can just run and gun? You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't it Garcia? Garcia was the Brett Favre style, just let it fly quarterback. What happened to that? Where did his confidence go? It felt like his confidence was shot for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he came in Middle Tennessee State game. He played well that game. Um, God, I don't know. I really don't know because we saw him play against Virginia. I mean, he didn't really do anything out of the ordinary at all. The whole offense this year has been atrocious. I don't know, man. This has been a really, really rough season. And I know we talk about the offense a lot, Ross, but to be fair, I mean the defense today played awful. There's been 5 games of 40 plus points allowed. I mean, Coach Steele, like you gotta literally hold him accountable.
How, how much of
I
it?
mean, James
How much?
Williams literally dropped an interception today, Ross, that like it was just him and the football. It was just him and the football.
Yeah,
I mean,
James Williams is.
he literally. It's funny. There was a video on Twitter comparing James Williams tackling on the sideline, like he's beating the like it was like a comparison to like a movie scene or something of a guy beating the shit out of other individuals. Like James Williams on the sideline, like beats the shit out of all these players, but like on the
Yeah,
field, I mean, he just leads with his shoulder. I don't know why he doesn't want to wrap up. I don't know if he's scared to get injured. I don't know what it is. Um, it's pretty. A lot of people agree with this statement. They don't see him as a safety at this level. They see him playing more closer to the box, maybe utilize him more the linebacker position. In some capacity though, he's not a strong safety. He's not. He's really
yeah,
not. He plays very awkwardly, especially in coverage.
yeah. I think there needs to be that conversation with him and the staff about moving him closer in. Before we move on here, Paul, we have a $4.99 donation from MDB 2006. Says there was zero reason to play TBD or Cheney in this game for an extra couple practices in a meaningless bowl. Awful, just awful.
Yeah,
Think,
I think Cheney was limping off the field after one play. He hasn't played
yeah,
really in 2 years, to be fair. Um, you know, I don't know what to say about Cheney. I really don't. Get him ready for next year because we're gonna need help at running back. I mean, Knighton, uh, he actually fumbled the football today. He does have an issue, just holding on to the ball. Thankfully, we recovered it on Miami's end.
yeah,
He had the highest career rush in his football career. I think it went for 56 yards, one carry, which is good. I mean, you see the potential there with Knighton. You got to hold on to the football. You have to hold on to the football. You can't turn the ball over, which he didn't today. He dodged a bullet, but you know,
uh,
running back room is going to be fine, Ross. We're going to have Citizen back next year. Hopefully, Cheney's fully healthy. We'll have Parrish as well. I don't know if someone's going to leave. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in their heads, but just expect a lot of players to hit the portal. That's my expectation.
yeah. I feel the same exact way here. Chris Gaughan's brought up a good point here. Our run defense, specifically against Pitt, was horrible tonight. They ran all over us, and then that is the absolute truth. Our run defense was atrocious. Uh, it was like no effort was even applied.
No, they ran
No effort
through. I
was even
mean,
applied.
middle of the field primarily.
Yeah. We got a donation from Kylo Ren, Miami Kane, $1.99. Thank you for the donation. It says at least Ohio State lost. Nightmare season over.
Yeah, I mean, Harbaugh, I think it's 2 years in a row he's beaten Ohio State. It took him a long time to get that done. It took him
Yeah,
a very long time. I think I see something very similar with Mario Cristobal. I think it's
yeah.
going to take him a long time to really get his personnel in there, which we saw his success at Oregon. I think it's going to take him a long time. This year, I know nobody expected this outcome this year, but he did go 4-8 his first year at Oregon. They slowly got better. I think you're going to see something similar at Miami. I'm not saying next year is going to be a 180. I really don't think next year at all is going to be a 180 because, like, if per se it does come to fruition, Ross, right? We have 30 people leave the program. You bring in a bunch of transfer portal players similar to what Mel Tucker did. They have the success the following year. It's a band aid. Transfer portal players only here 1 to 2 years at most. They're not going to be here for 3 to 4 years. So, I mean, if it does happen, I don't think it's a huge jump because I think there's so many issues to occur. I really do. I really think we have this football program. It's really going to take a long time.
We got another donation here from Ohio Kane, $5 donation. Thanks for the donation. It says, I hope Gaddis is gone. Ohio Kane, I am of the thought pattern, and I know a lot of fans don't feel the same way, but I'm of the thought pattern that we won't see massive changes in the staff. We'll see a lot more changes in the roster with the players. That's where I believe we'll see the biggest turnover. I don't think. I think Gaddis will be back next year. Honestly, I do, Paul.
Hey Ross, question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kevin Steele this year? I mean, moving forward, do you think if do you think he belongs to be back as defensive coordinator? Because I'm not satisfied at all with the defense.
I'm not satisfied, but when your offense plays that bad, that long consistently, I it's tough to put together a good defense, man. It really is. I'd almost want to see him get a fair shot to where at least the offense was playing mediocre football, you know. But other than that, though, this year was a poor performance, regardless of however you look at it.
I
What
I
do you what do you think about it?
I think he will return. I do agree that when your offense really isn't being productive and your defense is forced to be back on the field, literally after a three and out, three and out, three and out, there does come to fatigue. Yeah, I do agree. It takes a toll on the defense, and sometimes, the point differential, it doesn't, it looks worse on the defense's end when it really shouldn't be. But I mean, I think the run defense today was really bad. And I don't know, man. I'm not really happy with the defense. Middle Tennessee State game where they kicked our ass. Clemson killed us the first half. I mean, literally just demolished us. Um, there's so many things to talk about, really. I don't think he should get a free pass per se. I really think there needs to be a lot of changes, man. I mean, our secondaries, like Stevenson, for example, I don't think he should go pro, but I think he'll probably leave, in my opinion. He had
Yeah,
an
I
easy
think
interception today. He had an easy interception he dropped. He
I
started
think
pointing the finger at Cam Kitchens. Dude, you got to catch that. Don't point the finger at Cam Kitchens. You got to catch
I
that.
we've both agreed. I think that he's playing out of position. I mean, he's probably going to be playing safety in the NFL. You know, at least that's where I see Stevenson.
Yeah. See him more as a nickel.
But yeah, he can play nickel too. Yeah. By the way, we have another donation here from MDB 2006 for 4.99. Thank you for the donation. It says, I'm tired of hearing Mario needs his people. We had talent. It wasn't utilized properly. We weren't great last year, but we had fight. Yeah, there is something to be said in that. I mean,
There was
honestly,
no fight this year. There was no
there,
fight. I will
there
get.
was.
I agree with that. There was no fight at all. These players that a lot of these players, Ross, didn't want to play for Mario. It was all this offseason hype like usual, and there was no fight this year, and we saw it today. You had an opportunity to go to a bowl game. They didn't give a shit. They wanted the season to end. It seemed like they
I, I
wanted the
think
season to end today.
I think the players that were recruited by Diaz feel that way a lot more than the players who were recruited by Mario. I think these guys who were recruited by Mario are going to be willing to put it on the line a lot more. I honestly
Yeah.
do. Um, but thanks for the $5 donation here, D Hernandez. It said super sticker, but thank you for the $5 donation there. You know what, guys? We actually are joined tonight by one of the 2023 commits in our class. This is tight end Jackson Carver from the Lewis Chafee School. Jackson, how you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining the show, man. We truly appreciate you taking your time. Having you on for a post game show like this. I mean, I know it wasn't exactly the greatest of circumstances, but just through your eyes, we spoke about how this is a unique situation to have a commit on. Through your eyes, what did you see today?
Yeah, I mean, you guys touched on it just a couple minutes ago. But like you guys said, there hasn't been a lot of fight. And I mean, to be honest, it's pretty embarrassing watching that. Being someone who doesn't like giving up or doesn't like my team giving up or showing weakness like that. So, um, I feel like our class is going to come in and be part of that change for the culture and not give up at all and not just give up at the first sign of adversity, which is what we've seen almost all year consistently. Um, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what happened this game, but the tackling seems so much worse. All year, the offensive line hasn't been getting a lot of push, creating those gaps and those holes. So just a lot of things that need to be cleaned up. But I mean, that's what I'm here for. I can't wait to get started and gonna give it my all.
Jackson, we're definitely excited about this 2023 class. You guys have brought a lot of hype and a lot of energy already to the University of Miami. I mean, even just on the social media presence, guys are buzzing hard here.
Absolutely.
What would you like to bring up here with Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson. How's the in the sense of communication with the coaching staff? What's the message they're telling the class of 2023? Obviously, this season nobody likes to go 5-7. So, has there been like a message sent to you guys to just get fired up for this upcoming year when you guys are freshmen?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of just encouraging stuff. You just can't wait to coach you guys. Can't wait to get you guys here. Can't wait to turn this around. Like that's, I mean, there's being optimistic and I mean, I can't wait to get there either. So it's just they're just trying to get us to campuses and be ready right away. Be ready to work and just be ready to work. That's it.
Have you been able to speak with Coach Cristobal or Coach Gaddis at all? You know, during the regular season, and how's that relationship been so far?
Yes, sir. I've kept in pretty regular contact with every coach on the coaching staff, just about, especially on the offensive side. I mean, talk to Coach Woody, I'll coach Field multiple times a week. Talk to Chris. I mean, Chris will text me almost every day, every other day. So I'm hearing from them all the time, and so it's been good. It's reassuring knowing that they have my back, and that they'll be there for me, even after I commit, even after I give them my word.
Jackson, in your own words, and through the experiences you've shared with some of your classmates, that are coming into Miami, what makes this 2023 class special?
I mean, I feel like we've seen a lot of places in the country where the team might have a highly ranked class, and if they don't do well, that class starts to fall apart. And I mean, we've lost one guy, but um, I don't really see a lot of other guys, any other guys leaving. And I think that's a special part about our class is we're going to stick together. We're going to get there in January. We're going to work and we're going to do our best to turn this around.
You got, of course, everyone knows we got 3 tight ends committed in this class. And what different traits do you guys bring to the team, and where do you feel you fit in best at Miami?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all can come in. We're losing Mallory this year, and he's a big part of this offense. You saw it tonight. So I feel like each one of us are able to be blockers and receivers. We're big enough and athletic enough to do both. So it's gonna allow Coach Gaddis or Coach Cristobal to do different stuff with the offense and be more and kind of just make things more advanced and stuff with more tight ends who are built closer to Mallory.
Jackson, I know this is a tight knit group you guys have coming in for the following season. I'm sure you guys are in constant communication with each other. What's been the overall, just I would say, feel kind of message everyone has, this season? I mean, going into next year, that you guys are all kind of agreed upon per se. I know you kind of touched up on you guys are ready to go day one, change the culture at the University of Miami. Is that really the message? Is there something else that you guys are really believe in besides changing the culture, being Mario's really full first recruiting class at Miami?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much being said. There hasn't been much being said about that specifically in the group chat. But I know I've had conversations one on one with some of the other commits about how we need to get there, and we have a great opportunity ahead of ourselves, and just can go and improve ourselves. But as a whole group, I mean, most recent text we've had was Happy Thanksgiving. So
Yeah, I'm really excited about this recruiting class because it is Coach Cristobal's first full recruiting year. I know recruiting's always heating up. Any sneak peeks you can give us, the Miami Hurricanes football fan base, of just things to look out for from you guys? Obviously, recruiting's always a hot topic. So anything, maybe a sneak peek or just a hint you can give us about what's coming for this recruiting class.
Um, I've been hearing something about something big coming next week, but I honestly not sure what that is. But I trust these coaches. I know they are gonna they're gonna have those tough conversations with the guys there now, and they're gonna find the right people and find the right character people to bring into this program and develop them and turn it around.
Jackson, what's gonna be your ideal weight before you try to get going back into sports here, hardcore?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at home right now, so I'm just trying to lift and eat as much as I can. Ideally, I'd want to go in 230, 235, but healthy weight, not just um, throwing crap into my body,
Yeah.
but I'm just trying to. I know that the coaches there are not worried about my weight right now. They know that once I get there, they're going to be able to put it on fairly easily. So they have not expressed any concerns about my weight or any goal that I should reach or anything like that.
Me and we talked for quite a while this off season, or during the season. I mean, one thing we spoke about is that you spent a lot of time kind of learning the mental aspect of the game of football. How do you feel that benefited you being able to just kind of sit back and take that approach? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely helped me a lot, and given me a better understanding of the game. And I've been able to watch these games, whether it's NFL or college football or even just high school games. I can watch it and understand it better, and notice little things that I wouldn't have noticed before, and find those open pockets for receivers, and um, watch technique and see where someone could have done better with technique and blocking and just subtle things like that that I've been picking on and just learning by observing the game more.
Jackson, are you expecting to step on camp? Has there been any conversations of you working maybe both sides of the
Uh,
football field, like playing offense and defense, or primarily coming in as a tight end is your main goal right
um,
now?
yeah, I mean, I'm coming in as a tight end. I know that some of the defensive D line coaches, in particular, DN coaches, have kind of teased at me about bringing me over to defense, but as as far as I know right now, I'm 100% tight end.
Where are you standing at right now? 6'5" to 6'7" range?
Yeah, I'm a little over 6'6",
Yeah.
225.
Yeah, that's that's really it's a really good amazing for. It sounds like an NBA forward or if you can shoot threes well. Do you play basketball, by the way?
No, sir, I'm a hockey player.
Hockey player. Okay, wow. Well, I
Yes,
don't
sir.
follow hockey that much, but that's really tall for hockey, right?
Right, right. I can't remember many times where there's anyone taller than me on the ice.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm really excited to see you on the field at UM, back in Green Tree, and the new IPF they're rolling out with a new renovation. So it's really going to be fun to see you in the orange and green, Jackson. How
Thank
excited
you,
are
sir.
you to be a Miami Hurricane?
I can't wait. I mean, last time I was on campus was a FSU game, and even though the game didn't go as we would hoped, I still just had a blast on campus. Can't wait to get back down every time. And I just love Miami, love the area, love the coaches, and can't wait to suit up and start to get to work.
I'm going to ask you one more question before I send it over to Ross. You've probably been asked this. Maybe you haven't. Why did you pick the University of Miami, Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of what I said there. I mean, I just love being down there. The coaches have all they've done is show support for me and shown that they care and um, I really have that strong trust with the coaching staff and I trust them to develop me and get me to the next level. But I mean, academically, it's a great school, private school, it's great, and just the area is beautiful. Love the area. I'm happy every time I'm down there.
How long have you played hockey?
Um, been skating since I was probably around 2 years old.
Well, you still got all your teeth, so you must have been pretty smooth on the ice, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I, never got up, to the I mean, I stopped playing before the level where we can take our cage off, so I always had that protecting me, but yeah, I mean, I was always the goon, the enforcer, the physical part of our team.
have you always been one of the taller kids in your grade?
Yeah, I've grown pretty steadily and always been the tallest one in my class, usually for the most part.
And the basketball coaches, did they ever approach you? Did they ever say, Carver, we need you, Jackson, we need you?
I did play 1 year in eighth grade, but I fouled out of every game, so they
Awesome.
knew that wasn't the route for me. Stick to hockey.
Awesome. I was kind of curious, right now, what are some of the weight room goals that you have in mind right now that you want to keep working on, or maybe even future weight room goals here, that you want to get on shortly?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, admittedly, I've never been one to like um, track a certain number and have set goals on when I want to get to this number, but I just stay in the weight room every day. I have I'm blessed to have a nice setup at home and some great trainers that I work with and just stay on top of that as much as I can and continue to progress and as fast as I can and as healthy as I can.
So I got one more question for Jackson. Ross. I'll leave it to you. Uh, before we let him go. Jackson, what's the message you have for the Miami Hurricanes football fan base after this season has ended? Obviously, it's not the expectation I know nobody wanted, but what's the message you have for everyone watching?
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, the way it's turned out. Of course, this year has not been ideal, but, I mean, it's gonna be brighter on the other side, and, I really believe in the coaches, and once we get on campus, once he gets in his recruits and his transfers, I really believe that, they know the right type of people to look for in recruiting, and the right type of people are going to be attracted to this. And I think it was Ivy who said, "If you don't want to work, don't come here." So um, I mean, that just makes me lick my chops. Like I can't wait to get started and start working and just compete. Even if I don't get playing time, I'm still gonna be pushing those guys who are, um, make the entire room better and make the defense better, and just im we're gonna feed each other and, um, go from there. So it's gonna be exciting, and I just can't wait to get down there.
Yeah, we're really excited as well. I know this entire fan base is just ready for a new culture at the University of Miami, and we're really excited to really have you on board, Jackson. So, just we're just really pumped up about that, and can't wait to see you back on University of Miami's football campus and pads.
I appreciate it, sir.
I just got one question here for you, Jackson. You know, we've spoken about it before, just in the past and stuff, but thinking about it now, what kind what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind in high school? What is Jackson Carver's legacy at Loomis Chaffee High School?
Um, well, I'm not there anymore since we go trimesters, and I'm enrolling early. So plus I've already graduated. I didn't need the classes requirements, but
What
I had
what what was your since you've gone through it so quick?
you're right. I just made some great connections with people, and made some new friends, and those are gonna be some guys that I'll stay in touch with. So I mean, I didn't nothing too strong, but just some connections that'll last a while. So
Is there more than one campus for that high school?
no, it's just one small. It's not. I wouldn't say small, but it's just one location.
Okay, okay. Well, that's all I got for you, Jackson. Paul, did you have anything else here for our great guest?
No, that's it, Ross. Jackson, thank you so much for just taking time out of your night after the game to join us. We really do appreciate your time, and man, we're just really excited for you to get ready to go at the University of Miami and the rest of the class of 2023. So best of luck at the University of Miami, and we're really happy that you're a Miami Hurricane.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
There's a comment here for you that says, "This kid sounds like a dream recruit. We need 60 more players with this mindset." The fans love you already, Jackson.
No, I appreciate it. It means a lot.
You have yourself a good night.
You as well. Thank you.
That was
All right.
Jackson Carver. That was 2023 tight end commit Jackson Carver. Excited to have him coming on the team. Physical upside is unique, especially for his size. With his length and his frame, he's kind of long and lean a little bit, but he's very, very athletic. And like he mentioned, it's nothing for him to put on a little bit of weight and add some muscle. So that could end up looking pretty good for us there at tight end, Paul.
Yeah, I'm really excited once again to see Jackson, the orange and green, and just see this class. Mario's first full recruiting cycle into effect. Like he stated, there should be something really exciting coming in a week. Obviously, it's recruiting, so anything could really change.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that news is. If nothing happens, nothing happens. If something does, great. We'll find out in a week. So I guess, Ross, just to close out the segment, anything else you wanted to touch up on about the game, and about the season overall? It's over. Season's over. We're
Yeah.
5-7, and yeah, we're just looking forward to next year, and I think it's going to take time.
I can't believe that we couldn't even scratch out a bowl game, Paul. But it as long as we hold on to this class that we got, this 2023 class, that'll show me that, even with a losing season, these kids believe in our staff, and that's important. You got to have belief in your staff. You got to have belief in your coaches, and that is vital, and that's important. So if these kids stick through our worst times, hopefully they're going to be there for some of our best times.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about Mario, he's well known across the nation, is that he can recruit. So
we do have a $1.99 donation from Anthony Castillo on International Signing Day in the 2023 season.
Yep.
Yes.
No, 100%. That's the mentality right now. Florida State finished 9-3. They beat Miami. They beat Florida. Norvell lost to Miami by 40 points his first year, I think. So, look what he did. Look what he did. So, hopefully, we'll just keep growing and get better. That's the plan, and recruit well.
It's all we got, Paul. I mean, it's honestly the transfer portal, getting rid of the dead weight, like we've spoken about. We've beaten this dead horse, too many times. Everybody knows.
Yep.
We got to make the right changes. If the right changes aren't made, we just repeat the same mistakes. So expect roster changes, guys. I don't like I've said before. I don't expect a lot of staff changes. Unfortunately, I know you guys want staff changes. I don't see it. I've been wrong before. I'm not a genie or anything. I don't grant wishes for anybody or predict the future. But I mean, I just see this staff staying together, especially with the money that was spent, and now Mario went out of his way to get them. I think he wants to see them prove themselves even after a tough season, just like the players proving themselves after a tough season. And I don't know, Paul, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think Gaddis is. I think he just needs to go. I really do. I don't think he can survive this. I think Mario's comments saying he was a great offensive coordinator, believes in him. I think it's proven that just got to fix shit. Just got to fix things with Gaddis, man.
Do you think it's just coach talk and he's just trying to help out a guy who's currently hired, or do you think that he truly believes that Gaddis actually is a good OC and we just didn't have the right players?
If he sticks around next year, I'm not going to see much changes. I'm going to see the same bullshit we saw this year.
Yeah, I hope that they're willing to at least make the right moves year one. Now, I've seen some stuff where, quarterbacks and stuff have missed some wide open players, but let's not fool ourselves. There's been time and time after again where Gaddis put us in some terrible situations regardless of that. So
you got to find a way to score points, and he did not.
Yeah.
He did not do that.
Your offensive coordinator has to find a way to score points.
People tend to have short-term memory loss. They forget the beginning of the season, the middle of the season. They tend to remember maybe, the last 4 games, 3 games. I mean, it's been the whole year. It's been the whole year. This awful offense. Tyler Van Dyke's completely regressed. His only good game was against UNC, 500 passing yards, and that was it. I mean, he's been injured a lot. Garcia hasn't done anything. He did have a good second half against Pittsburgh, but
This guy says Miami fans blame one coach. Y'all have a problem.
Well, we know that. So we've been saying it. So we've been saying it the whole show.
Yeah,
and we know
I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, I've heard a lot of Miami fans calling for the heads of multiple coaches. So it but of course it revolves around Gaddis. It definitely does. We got 2 donations here, Paul. Before we end the show off here at Shane Keena, $5 donation. Says, as a FSU fan, please keep Gaddis and everyone else in place exactly as it is. I hope you force through this identity down the players' throats.
Thank you for your donation.
Thank you for the donation, man, and congrats to FSU season. You guys have a hell of a turnaround. MDB 2006, another $4.99 donation. I want to be optimistic, but to watch this team regress like this across the board is so infuriating. Mario can't tough talk his way into improvement. That's the truth, dead truth. He can't talk his way into this. This takes action. This isn't talking. This takes action.
Yep.
Paul, is there anything else you want to hit on here tonight's show?
No, I just fully expect a lot of players to transfer out. Fully expect us to hit the transfer portal hard, have a strong recruiting class, and I think next year is going to be a tough year as well. I would not be surprised. This is my bold prediction. We go for a quarterback that we like in the portal. I think that needs to be addressed somehow. I don't know if Tyler Van Dyke's coming back or not, but I do think you need something. You need to bring in another quarterback as a safety net. I think you just need to go that route.
This is the Miami Hurricanes football season, and this is the end of it. We waited all off season, Paul. All off season we waited, and this is what we saw, man. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. Let's just hope that things get reversed this off season. Thank you to the fans who have joined us this season, man. We truly, truly appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. I couldn't thank you more for sticking around with us even through the good and bad times, guys. I mean, we've had some pretty ugly times, but you still stuck with us. So thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's just been ugly. I can't remember a good time.
Yeah, shit. I tried to be positive for a second. Damn it, Paul. I tried for just for 1 second.
I try to be positive too, but I can't flip some things.
It is. I mean, there was a couple minor small things where we wouldn't have any wins, but still, too much crap, man. Too much crap. But man, thank you guys again for joining us, and this is the last post game show for the season. We'll be bringing you guys content throughout the off season, of course, recruiting, any news, any changes in the portal. We'll definitely be bringing it to you guys. So thank you very much for joining us. And, hopefully next year we can actually be proud about saying it's all about the U. So go Canes, and let's have a great off season, guys. We'll catch you later.